Hey, what's up, Facebook world? Ward Wrestling Live. We're here. We're back. We got an amazing guest today. We got the man, Shakur Rasheed. We got his agent with him, Chad Laisley. He's putting up, he's got to do clinics all across the nation. His buddy Chad is helping him book them. But if you don't know, Penn State alum, NCAA All-American, two-time Big Ten finalist, 28 career pins, which is top 20 all time in Penn State history, and a two-time New York State champ from Coram, New York, out in Long Island. And we got them here today. So Mr. Chad Laisley, PA wrestler, wrestled 20 years, been around the industry and everything since he finished wrestling. So he's, again, helping him out, get his clinics booked. But Shakur, man, what's up, man? Thank you so much for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you, Chad. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you both. First thing is, obviously this summer has been a little bit different, I'm sure, for everybody. I know that you graduated this year, right? So you moved on, and I know you've been doing some other stuff. But how did this COVID kind of affect your normal off season?
It impacted it hugely. I mean, it didn't just affect my off season, but we didn't get nationals, so it really just affected everything. Even going past wrestling, it's bigger things, and it affected life in general, just people's livelihood and everything. So it's pretty weird the times we live in, and even to go as deep as like the deaths that have happened, huge superstars like Kobe and then actors. And so it's been a weird year, but just trying to stay grounded and happy and joyful through all these times is the goal, I guess.
Yeah, man, I hear you, Chad. Man, I don't, I know you're trying to work with the wrestlers now, and obviously a big part of their life is wrestling. And so what have you been able to kind of tell these kids and these young men to just get through this process?
Yeah, I think. I'm sorry, I thought you said check. Oh, go ahead. I thought you said check. Go ahead. I'm good.
One of the big things we've been able to do here in Pennsylvania is we're doing a lot of seminars online, being able to talk to the kids, keep them motivated, talking technique, nutrition, and trying to help them stay in a positive mindset. The sport's going to continue growing. We're going to get back on the mats. You just got to hang tough, and they're responding really well.
Man, that's awesome. Well, let's get right into it, man. We'll talk about your alma mater here in a few. But, the most important thing is getting you in some of these rooms so you can give back to these young men around the country. I know that you're starting to do a cross country tour with Shakur. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Shakur, talk about your cross country tour, kind of clinics that you want to put on. Does it matter the part of the country? Will you go anywhere?
I will go anywhere in the country. I mean, there's areas in the country I didn't know exist, and areas that have hit me up already, and I'm like, I didn't even know you were real. So I'm down to go anywhere. I don't care if it's Antarctica. I'm there. I'll go to different countries. I'll go everywhere. I love traveling. I enjoy it. I like to go around and just see things. I've been to Wyoming. I didn't think I'd like it because that's what really opened my eyes for the first time. Because usually I do camps and I just go there and I do my camp and enjoy the kids and everything, whatever it is, and didn't really have time to look around. And then Wyoming was gorgeous. I mean, the mountains, and then we're in the middle. It's like 85 degrees out, and somehow it was snowing outside. I'm like, what? Like, it was crazy. And, so yeah, I mean, there's areas obviously that I'm more like, yeah, I want to go there. Like Hawaii, California, any of those, North Carolina. There's a lot of southern states that I definitely want to hit. However, and West Coast. However, I'm East Coast boy, so I'm willing to hit every state. I'll be everywhere.
Man, that's awesome. So first of all, Easton Tobia's dad just messaged to thank you again for that day in Clearwater. He really appreciated that. He just messaged it on Facebook. So he wanted to give me a shout out and just say thanks again.
Of course.
And like I said, he won states this year. He's off to college. So good family, good kid.
That's amazing. I love to hear that.
Yeah. So what clinics are you just looking to get into a room, roll around with these kids? Are you going to do some planned clinics? Or what kind of stuff will you bring into these wrestling rooms that you can really give back to these kids to really get them better from the young ones to the ones getting ready to go off to college, bringing back some of that knowledge on how to prepare them for the next level?
So ideally, when my mindset doing any camp clinic around the country, I first of all, yeah, we gotta get them booked. We gotta get a date. I don't care if it's a week from now. It's all up to them on if they think, all right, in a week, I don't care. I know all my kids are gonna come. You know, a lot of guys they want it ahead of time because they want to be able to promote it and get the kids, and I'm cool with that too. But yeah, gotta get a date, and then when we get there, my goal of these camps are to not just to teach them technique, which is, you know, big, is the little things that really will matter in a match. Teach them, you know, just how to, you know, because sometimes kids they want to learn the flashy things, and I'll show that just to keep them like, oh, but really the little things that are boring that really help. So I hit everything. I'll hit flashy stuff to, you know, just to have fun. But right there is the biggest thing for me is the fun part. Is I don't know one kid that wants to go to a camp and be like, yeah, I just want to, you know, sit there and watch technique. You know, they want to have fun. They might tell people that, but they really want to have fun. Anytime I yell, all right, we're gonna play a game, all of a sudden they got energy out of nowhere, you know. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like usually that's how it goes, and I understand it though. Like I think sometimes coaches focus too much on we're gonna get him in here, he's gonna, you know, beat the crap out of them and really show them how it is to be, you know, a Penn State, you know, and this is what you got to do. And I love the mindset, and they mean well. I just think you can't lose the fun aspect. You need to the problem is some coaches may not want me to come in and play a game. They're like, hey, we're paying you. Like, you know, we don't want you playing games. Show what you got. But I'm showing what I got, but I'm also having fun with them. You know, that I want that connection and everything. And, you know, just show them that I'm a regular dude. Like, yeah, I've done this, but I'm here, something that you want to do, but I'm a regular dude. Like, you could do it too. And you do that through just connecting with them, having fun with them. And at the end of the camp, talking to them about your journey and how it is to be a student athlete and how I got there. And so it's bigger than just the technique and showing them moves. It's way bigger than that. It's just, I think it's, you know, the excitement of them just, you know, being able to see it and being like, yeah, I could, you know.
Yeah, and I think like I've also seen where the clubs down here, like CFWA, will do a Saturday Rumble, but they'll invite they had your teammate down there last year, and of course it was the biggest Rumble they ever had when he showed up. But
well, what teammate?
I'm having a moment.
That's all right. We'll get back to that.
Oh, who's the dude that is like all world? He's like number one in the world, or they
David Taylor?
No. Damn, my son loves him. He's got stickers of him, and man,
number one in the world.
I think his wife plays soccer.
Oh no.
No, yeah,
No.
yeah.
That's my boy. Right?
Damn, I'm so stupid. I'm having such a moment. But yeah, Nolf came down during a Rumble, and they announced that he was going to be in the room during the Rumble, and they had kids from Georgia come down just to get into that room. So, but something like that you would do as well, right? Where you're just there kind of coaching through the rumble, rolling with kids. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a clinic. It can also have you come in to do like a 4-hour live go or something of that level.
Hey, I'll pull up to a barbecue and do some takedowns on the grass. I mean,
I like it.
I'm versatile.
So, Chad, man, what would you like to tell people out there that are looking to hire somebody for a clinic? You know, why Rasheed? Why is he somebody that you recommend that these guys should get in the room and get around their kids?
The guy's knowledge is through the roof. You know, him and I have talked wrestling, we've talked life. You know, his knowledge on the sport is absolutely astonishing. What he knows and what he can teach. You know, we'll sit here tonight and we'll bounce ideas off each other about the tour, but then we'll get down to, you know, talking. If I'm working techniques with kids here at one of the programs I help coach, you know, he's just able to spout off and give me so much knowledge. I mean, it really is just insane. But getting a guy like him into a room, it brings a whole new atmosphere, not only for the kids, but for the coaches, you know, because they're able to learn off of him and things that he knows, and it just excels programs amazingly. You know, I've been able to see some of his clinics before, be a part of them, everything else, and the stuff he does with the kids, I mean, it's magical. It really is. You know, and not only getting him in the room, you know, like I talked to some people and they're not allowed in the room. So, you know, we're bouncing ideas and maybe doing some web seminars where you can come in and do what I've been doing with the guys here in PA. You know, talk nutrition, talk how to get the proper mindset for cutting weight or for a match, you know, just keeping them inspired and focused on the sport at all times. And I mean, Shakur is huge when it comes to doing that.
That's awesome, man. And, you know, I know that one of your goals is to grow wrestling around the country. Obviously, where you are in State College, it needs no growing. But around the country, everywhere is not Pennsylvania, right? So what are some of the things that that you guys would like to? What's that one thing that you think around the country can be done to really grow the sport?
Mm-hmm. Good.
That's a hard question, but I believe to grow the sport in general, like PA obviously is the biggest state with that, and I think that's because they are the best, right? They have the best wrestlers, so they take pride in that, and that is why they're big in it. I think Jersey's pretty big in it. You know, typically the states that have really good wrestlers, that state is considered like a big state for our sport. So I think that's all it comes down to is when you start putting more clubs in, and clubs that are, you know, legit, and, you know, the kids start feeling how it feels to win, and they start enjoying the sport, and now it's just growing everywhere, because now when the kids are doing that and they're enjoying it, and parents are doing that, other parents are watching that, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get my kid into that. Like that, you know, that looks fun. And wow, have you seen whatever her name is, kid? Like, you know, he's really doing good, and she's really happy. And then, you know, it's kind of like everything's a bandwagon sometimes. You know, that's why they have the thing, soccer moms, and, you know, football is huge. You know, everybody ends up doing football, so they need to get it to that point where everybody is kind of like you have to at least try it for wrestling. You know, I think almost everybody has tried out for soccer or baseball, like everybody, or like football. But everybody hasn't done it with wrestling. You know, that's kind of the thing that you're like, all right, like, you know, somebody pushes you towards it, but it's never like, I'm just going to do it. And it has to become that around the country. And the only way you could do that is by, you know, the Chads and the you know, me, and, you know, whoever that is installing it into the community, and then getting people to be like, yeah, I want to put my kids in this, and I want to get involved, and just marketing and everything. We have a lot that we have to improve on to grow the sport, because I think we get a lot internally. I don't think anybody can match us internally, but our external reward is not the best at all. You know, you got football and whoever else that give it their all, and if they really achieve and really become like, you know, big time, well, now they're making millions of dollars. They don't got to worry about a job and whatever. Wrestling, that isn't an option. You know, you could be the biggest in the world. Your best option is to go fight or be a coach. You know, other than that, you don't really have other, and that's still great options. That's nothing against a coach or fighting. I mean, I love both.
I know what you're saying too, as like, and I know we're going to get into it because you went on to Shonen's Wrestling Underground, which was really badass, and I hope it grows. But yeah, I think as money comes into your sport at a pro level, and you start to have opportunities, young kids are seeing the $1 million contracts in baseball, the $1 million contracts in football, the $1 million contracts in those other sports. So they're saying, wow, I want to do that, where they're not seeing that yet in wrestling. And that's one of the reasons why I started the show, because there's a lot more. You can still be a baseball player. You can still be a football player, and you can still be a wrestler, because this sport just gives you something that I can't explain. And these kids that are, I mean, look, I think they said 7 out of 10 linemen that were drafted in the first round of the NFL draft this past year were all wrestlers. So they wrestled, they got better, now they got the contract. So life is good through the wrestling room, I think. And, you know, what would you want to add on to that, Chad?
You know, I don't want it to sound the wrong way, but you can't be afraid to jump into the sport, whether it's, you know, getting your kid in or starting a clinic or starting a coach. You know, don't be afraid of failure. You know, I've learned a lot through the sport because of matches I've lost, practices where I was just off, and, you know, the coaches kind of dogged me. You know, clinics that I went to, you know, Ken Shirty used to put me through the business the days that, you know, I was off. But just don't be afraid to get into it. You're going to learn life lessons. You're going to make friends forever. You know, it's well worth it. You know, just don't be afraid of the failure, because in the end, if you give it a shot, you're still going to be a winner.
Yeah, and I think if you get those ears, nobody's going to fuck with you for the rest of your life.
That's true. I mean, I do have listeners, so I get it.
If you get that ear, they're like, oh shit, that dude's got cauliflower ear. I'm gonna stay away from him. But Shakur, talk about what you're doing now. What are you currently training for? What's next for you? What's on the horizon? Where do we expect to see you?
Currently I'm doing the camp tour. On top of that, I'm getting my brand off the ground, dropping clothing, limited clothing coming out soon. I'm getting my program off, you know, getting that started, and just really getting a lot of things rolling right now. And as far as training, I'm just, you know, I want to be as healthy as I could be. That is something I struggled with my whole college career. I was always hurt, and so now I'm looking into other things and just figuring out a way to stay healthy, so then I could train at the highest level. You know, I had the highest level of training at right in front of me when I went to college, but, you know, I've had a lot of setbacks that kept me from really, you know, taking it to the highest level, you know, and being able to train consistently, because I just kept getting hurt. It's really hard to focus on getting better and training hard when, you know, you're being told you have to be off the mat for 2 weeks every other week, you know, and that was happening a lot. And now, you know, I'm taking my time to figure it out. I'm experimenting, whether that's no sugar, whether, you know, there's a lot of little things that go into everything. And so I'm just looking into it because I want to train. I want to be the best person I could be, the best athlete I could be, and see where that goes. I don't know how much the Wrestling Underground is going to take off, but I heard it did really well. So if that thing really takes off, then yeah, I'm gonna run that cage. And if not, then I'm gonna look into the fighting world because I just love to compete and I love to perform. And no matter what, I want to walk the streets and know that I could destroy anybody that looks my way, kind of thing, And I guess it's the kind of mentality that I have.
So we may see you punching some people in the face soon.
Yeah, you might. You might. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be I'm not going to be in there for a decade. I plan on getting in there, winning the world title, maybe defending it one time, and then hitting the WWE, doing a couple things there. I think the WWE would be real fun. And then after that, just movies and shows. I'm talking like a young Leonardo DiCaprio. So those are what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. Hey, believe big, think big, my brother. Think big. I like it. I can't wait to see you. What was it like? Two-time New York State champ, and then you walk into Penn State. It was
different. It's a long story with me because from where I'm from New York and the area, and then going to Penn State, I didn't like it at first, and not the wrestling, just the culture and just everything. I wasn't used to it. It was very different from where I'm from, and so I didn't know. I was like, what is going on here? My teammates would come up to me and they'd be like, hey, we're gonna go eat. You want to come eat? I'd be like, nah, I'm not hungry. I just ate. And they'd go to the cafeteria and they'd see me eating and like at a table by myself. And so like I just wasn't really open to really building relationships or anything there. I stuck to my boys back home, and then eventually like I just grew up. I realized that a lot of these people have good hearts and they're great people. And that's all that matters. And it doesn't matter how different we are. It all matters about the heart that they have. And so they meant well, and we just ended up building a relationship. And a lot of us became like family. So that helped a lot. And then just to talk about the room itself is a whole other animal. We got a bunch of lions in there just eating each other up every day. Just getting at it, just really to the point where it feels like it's a real match in that room every time we're going live or whatever it is, because we're all that competitive. So it was really amazing being there. And I was just there 2 weeks ago, so I'm always dipping back and forth. Seeing the coaches, whatever, my boys. Always gonna be there. Always gonna stop by and train. Who knows? I might go back for good, but right now I got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, and I know you've got your buddies over there at M2, I'm sure, and Top Gun with Strip Matter and all of them. So there's a lot of good places there. But so what was that first Penn State Ohio State match like? What kind of experience was that? I mean, you guys it's like a football rivalry when you guys wrestle each other.
It really is. I mean, it's pretty. It's crazy what the atmosphere becomes when no matter what, we have a crazy atmosphere. Any match, doesn't matter who it is, but Ohio State or Iowa, I like Iowa the most. I like that atmosphere more because I don't know, I feel like it's more hostile, like coming from them. Some of them, not all of them. I'm not like some really cool guys on the team. I'm just saying like the fans, like they're very like. They're not afraid to curse at you, whatever it is, And not so I don't know. I enjoy it because it's like wow, these people really care. Like, I mean, a little too much. They really get in. I saw a 10-year-old cursing at me one time. I'm like, this is crazy, but I loved it. And
you were asking them, you sure you're not from Jersey?
Yeah.
It's hot. Man, so talk about Talk about competing on Chael Sonen's new show this past week, and talk about the experience. I mean, from watching it, I thought it was pretty cool to see it in a cage, because whenever you tried to make a roll or you tried to go out of bounds, there was none. I mean, I kind of looked, if you touched the fence, they kind of stood you back up, or how did the rules differ, and what was the experience like?
The rules differ because if you hit the cage while getting a takedown, you can still continue with your takedown. So I think what they're doing is the cage makes it more marketable, right? People are like, oh, let me see what's going on here. Two, I think they're making it more of like a fighting style wrestling where, they're adding kind of little things that the UFC type of wrestling, how that is, right? UFC wrestling is much different from a regular folk style match. You could have a 3-time national champ go out, and he's a fighter, and then a D3 All-American fighter, and a D3 All-American could take the 3-time national champ down in a UFC fight because how different it is. So I don't know if that is the goal of it, but it was different. The rules were pretty similar though. Everything was the same. The only thing that was different was the cage. The cage made a huge difference. And so it was really fun. I really hope this thing really jumps off because I would love to keep doing it. I mean, it was fun. I had more fun in the cage than I would on a mat. I just loved the cage. It was crazy.
Did you watch it, Chad?
Oh, absolutely. Did not miss a second.
What did you think about that? Pretty neat.
It was pretty insane. Definitely a lot different than what people were used to, but I liked it. It forced the action. You can't run away, you can't stall. It's either get after it or you're gonna lose. And I mean, every match, everybody got after it from start to finish. It was just awesome to be able to sit back and watch and enjoy.
Oh, all right. From my man Sam Herring with Home Mat Advantage, he wanted me to ask you about your favorite flavor lollipop.
It's a hard question because I do love lollipops. I usually all right. So my favorite lollipop of all time, I usually actually won't have because they're pretty rare. It's the caramel apple lollipop. They're the OGs. They're basically green apple flavor, but they're covered in caramel. That's probably my.
I need to find you a bag of those and send them out to you.
I love those. Those are probably my favorite. The only thing that might beat that is the king size blow pops. I don't know exactly what they're called because sometimes they're called different things depending where I'm at. But yeah, the king size lollipops, those huge ones that you might find at a gas station or a 7-Eleven, and blueberry flavor, raspberry, strawberry, watermelon.
Like when you're on vacation or something and you walk into one of them little marts and they got the big round one like this.
Oh no, not that. Yeah, you won't see me walking. You won't see me walking around with no lollipop like that. It's more like it's just a little circle, but it's bigger than an average blow pop. Blow pops are my thing too. That's top 5 for me. But I like the bigger ones just because it has more gum in it.
Hey, so where would Shakur Rasheed be without wrestling?
He would be. He'd probably be running the Hollywood or knocking people out, boxing. But I guess that's not what you're asking exactly. If I didn't take, it's hard because for me, it's hard for me to. Wrestling has done so much for me. I mean, so much for me where as a person, I truly believe even if I didn't wrestle, I would have ended up doing this or that. That I may have actually, whatever. But as far as internally. You know, I might have done something else, and I might have been, you know, had a mansion by now or whatever. But internally, what wrestling has done for me is unmatched. Just the man I am, and it's just, I don't know. Wrestling is very different. Like what you put into it, it's not as glorified as other sports, and I think a lot comes with that because it takes somebody who really is tough and just only cares about what they feel about what they are doing. Right? A lot of times, some people do stuff for other people, and wrestling is hard to do that. It's hard to do that for another person. It's hard to do it just to satisfy another person because at the end of the day, there's not much external reward. So what is the point? So it's done a lot for me. I mean, I've learned so much from the sport, and I've made so many connections, and I built literally, like I got not blood, but they're family to me through the sport. I know other sports have done that for people where they built these crazy relationships, but wrestling is different. It's really a tight community. It's not the biggest, but it's a tight community. So it's really cool.
Not bad. Pretty good college you went to?
Yeah, the best college for sure.
That's cool, man.
It can't be a better. I'm working on another year. I'm gonna be there for two. I'm gonna try to get another decade out of there.
Perfect. Hey, so man, this has been awesome, man. I got my 10 questions for you. You ready? Chad, before we get into my little 10 question thing, is there tell us how do we book him? How do we get a hold of you? All that stuff on to be able to get him into the rooms around the country.
Okay. Easiest and best way is just look me up on Facebook, Chad Lasley, and shoot me a message via Messenger. Or if you see any of the posts that I've put up in different groups, comment on it. Say you want some info, and I'll reach out. Absolutely, reach out immediately. Pretty much all I need info-wise is just a contact name, number, how many sessions you want to do, potentially win, and how many kids you want to have there, and we'll take it. We'll make it happen, no matter what.
Yeah, no problem. And obviously, cost effective, make it work. Pricing they'll discuss with you. Yes.
Sure, we'll take care of all the pricing stuff. But we'll make it happen one way or another. We'll get it taken care of.
All right, cool. So get a hold of them. Hit Chad up on Facebook Messenger, best and fastest way. That's how we got in touch. So good stuff. Hey, Shakur, so Quorum or State College?
You always gotta go with New York, I can't pick. I'm sorry, State College. I will always have loved State College. That's another home for me, but New York is where the heart is. So I can't. But honestly, State College, I think that's where most of my supporters at. So it's kind of hard, but I love my people there too. But I got I got blood here.
Yep. Single leg or double leg?
Double leg all day. I mean, why would you take one if you could take two?
Jones Beach or Cooper's Beach?
I'm gonna go with Jones Beach. I don't think I've been to Cooper's Beach. Where is that even at?
I don't know, somewhere around you. Because
Never
I looked
been. I'm going
Long Island, and that's what came up.
And you know what it is? I'm telling you, we got like 40 beaches out here. So I wouldn't pick either of them two, really. But Jones Beach, I'm gonna pick just because I've been there before. I've never been to Cooper's Beach. At least I don't think I have. But there's a lot of beaches.
Going high C or hip toss?
I'm gonna go with a high crotch. Hip toss is cool, but high crotch, keep it simple. Rack up some takedowns.
Moses State Park or Orient State Park?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Moses State Park.
Arm throw or ankle pick?
What was the first one?
Arm throw?
Oh, ankle pick. Smooth like butter. Gotta stick to that.
Montauk or Fire Island?
Wow. You gotta go with Montauk. Fire Island is, I mean, I've only been like one time when I was like a freshman on a senior trip. So I had a good time for sure, and it is a place you only go to have a good time. So Fire Island is hard to beat, but Montauk is just like, you gotta take a ferry to Fire Island. That's kind of annoying. Montauk, it's a drive away from me, so I'm gonna go with Montauk.
All right, the half or the cradle?
Come on, Cradle. We even hit a half anymore. Cradle.
Yeah,
And I'll show you guys that.
at the club. Hey, you going Adventure Park or Coney Island?
I don't really like any. I don't really like. I'll go with Adventure Park.
I mean, there's no rules to this game. You can say whatever you want.
You know what it is? I like the water parks better. I like the parks that have the water slides, and you could get in the, like 4 people could get in those little like bubble things, and we could tip it over and fight and whatever. I like those. I'm not a big roller coaster guy. I don't trust it.
Like Six Flags?
Yeah, and I will get on it because I don't want anybody talking crazy, but I don't like it.
All right, what about them leg ride tilts or the roll through tilts?
Roll through tilts.
Nice. Hey, Chad, I mean, I can make up some for you. Like we can go wings, we can go drums or flats.
Oh, flats all day.
You got really?
Yeah.
Flats all day.
Going drums. All right, you guys, what about single stuff or double stuff?
Ooh. Shoot.
Wait,
Single
what was the
stuff.
question?
Single stuff or double stuff?
For what?
For Oreo cookies.
Oh, double all day. I wouldn't touch the single stuff.
Me either. I like them. What else we got? Anything else fun there? I don't know. Fried or over easy?
Fried.
Ooh. I'd say
I
fried.
don't like anything leaking.
That's awesome.
Well said.
Hey, man, this has been so much fun, man. Thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with me. It's an honor to meet you guys. It's an honor to meet you, Shakur, man. Keep kicking life's ass, brother, and doing your thing. And I hope to get a chance to meet you guys in person one day. And it's all good, man. Hey, hold on. Don't hang up, but we'll say peace to the community. But I'm going to take us off live stream.